All right. I just wanted to jump on and cover the levels. And first of all, not for financial advice and for educational purposes only, of course. This is why we produce these. This is why we believe in them so much. This is why we follow them so tightly. Today was a crazy day in the market, as we all know. Just wild moves. And if you're guessing, you're going to get destroyed. And ask me how I know. So we've come up with some very custom ways to calculate price resistance and support levels based off of some pivot information and some other things that we use to calculate. We have the historical data to prove how accurate they are as far as it calculates and tells us. We know that on a monthly level on the QQQ that we only close below this level about 5% of the time over 243 months analyzed. So based off the way we calculate them and based off the information, we know that these are very big support zones, and we know that these levels really matter. So let's dive into it. Today, we started out just a little bit. Let me move this really quick. We started out just a little green on the day, and then we turned red really fast. So how did we know this was a buy zone? I produced these levels. Link is in my bio that show you. I put these out at the first of the month, first day of the month. I said, hey, these are your monthly levels. You can see the perfect buy zone. This is the biggest support that we have on a monthly pivot arena. And we missed it by, I don't know, 50 cents or $1. That here gives you a ton of edge because, on a monthly closing basis, we only close below this level about right at 6% of the time. I'll call it 6 just to go high. But we know that, and we understand that. We also know that once we break a pivot, either way, that it is support until proven otherwise. So we broke this to the upside. We stayed on top of it at support. Well, as soon as it breaks to the downside, now it's resistance until proven otherwise. So we will be watching that tomorrow. We'll jump over to the NQ, see what the pajama traders are doing tonight. Same thing, NQ. If you're a futures trader, come find these levels in my bio and let me show you how to use them. Perfect. We get up on top, we hold it as support, we run up overnight into the open, we turn red, we find our first support zone as resistance. Like I said, once we break it, it is resistance until proven otherwise. And it proved that it was resistance, and it goes all the way down to your biggest buy zone of the month and has a 28.16 to 29.2. So almost we'll just call it for easy math, 28.1 to 29.1, almost $1,000, 1,000 point bounce. And you could have bought the very bottom with a very great understanding that these levels work. So we work really hard at it, and we try to get this information out to people because they're just amazing to use. And I've got them on daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, and quarterly time frames. And we interact. We show you how to use all that stuff. And we're going to start streaming live and have a Discord and move it in that direction. I post heavy on Substack right now. The live there is a little cumbersome in a way. And I want to be able to live stream because I have several flex grids and I have several monitors behind me that I watch all these levels. And I'm going to start talking about, hey, we're entering support zones, we're entering resistance zones, and you can interpret that how you would like. But I give you the statistics on how often we close above or below those levels. And it just gives you a huge edge on how you're reading the market and what to learn from that. So ES broke this support zone. Like I said, it's resistance until proven otherwise, has a flush, runs up, and now it is still tonight. The pajama traders are slinging trades overseas and some in the US, but the volume is not near what it is. But on the future side, you can see it's still holding as resistance. So very important levels that we'll be watching. If you cannot get back above that, we start looking down here, 71.38, 74. So something to keep in mind there. Real quick before I jump off of this, because I was watching these levels today. Like I said, I can't wait to call them out live so everybody can understand what we're watching and why. Resistance right at the weekly. This is the weekly pivot. Right at the first weekly resistance. So keep those in mind. Just how accurate they are. If you're thinking, man, this market seems like it could be a shorting opportunity. Where is my edge? Right here. And we know that we only close about that, above that, about 75% of the week. So in a week's time frame, we only close above this level about 75%. And I give all those data points and really break it down in my Substack area. So keep that in mind. The other ones that we watched today that were just making lows and going into great buy zones. This is NVIDIA on the weekly. As you can see, we can't hold the weekly pivot. We are bearish below until we find support. We're bullish above until we find resistance. It's very simple. You can make trading as hard as you want, and it will let you. You can option flow, you can gamma level, you can have custom indicators until you're exhausted. The easier you can make it, the more profitable you'll be, I think. So here's NVIDIA on the monthly. As you can see, perfect bounce off of the first monthly buy zone. So those are just three that I wanted to cover quickly and just show you the opportunities that presented themselves and how much potential you can have when you know on this monthly time frame. And for some reason, after hours, it always has a little bit of issue. On this monthly time frame, we only close 200 or 123 periods analyzed. Okay, so I just did a 10-year sample. So 10 years worth of data analyzed. We only close below our first support zone right here, S1, about 14.6% of the time. So 85.4% on a monthly closing basis, we close above that level. When we drop down here, we know that we only close below this level about 5.7% of the time. So we close above it 94% of the time. So when I say they're perfect buy zones, you look over here to your left where my cursor is, that's what we mean by their great buy zones. This is what we mean by they are resistance zones. So on monthly time frames, like I said, once they break, they are support until proven otherwise. Broke, couldn't hold, and flushed. That is what you want to be aware of. Same thing here, broke. We look for a retest and a hold of that level, and it broke last month. And look what it did. It broke. We look for the retest, get the retest just perfect, and we flush on down. Held the pivot, started north, couldn't hold the pivot on the retest. So now we start looking down. So we have all the levels teed up for tomorrow. And what they will look like, I will have new daily levels that I produce right at the open. And I also already have produced the weekly and monthly, so you can go look at those. I even posted them free. And that way you can understand, like, these are very important and a very big edge. So if anybody trades QQQ, I hope you bought it down here around 685 today. That exact low was 686.37. And it bounced, I think 10 points or better. So let me change it to a 20-day 1 hour just to show you the move right here. I mean, just make it simple. We have 5 lines that we follow on multiple time frames from yearly to the biggest supports that we have that are great buying opportunities if you want to do that, or down to daily. Like, hey, we have our daily pivots that show you exactly where support and resistance zones will be. So it's just your sandbox for the day or for the year, for the month, whatever it may be. But you can see the low, 686, bounced all the way to 708. So I shorted myself. That's a 20-point bounce on QQQ. If you are buying calls and have a 20-point intraday bounce, congratulations. That's the whole motive behind what we try to do here and how we try to educate people. We wait for price. We plan these out ahead. We post them. We show you, hey, these are your monthly levels. These are your weekly levels. Here's your daily. Here's your yearly, whatever you're into. If you're looking for swing trades down to day trading, we show you how accurate they are and why they are very important. I'm not trying to navigate, is this line over that line as far as any custom indicators? Is the MACD cross an RSI or any type of options float, whatever. I'm not trying to interpret that. I don't need to. I have the statistics to prove that, hey, this is a great buying opportunity. So I'll leave you with that. We will be talking soon. I will be streaming over here a lot more and building a Discord community for you to be a part of. And once we have that all in place, we'll be excited to chat with you daily and let you understand these levels, and check out some of my links because I post a lot of free content and a lot of videos on larger time frames, smaller time frames, and just show you how we use this stuff. Talk soon.